Hey Taurus, welcome to Behind the Black Veil, where we get a more intimate look at the mysteries of our lives. All right, there are many layers of meaning in my readings. I'm going to touch on a few, is what I'm going to do. It may or may not resonate. Try to hear me and feel me for best results. All right, sometimes the roles can be reversed, okay? Keep that in mind. And viewer discretion is advised. Fantastic. Listen, we're doing real work here. All right. We're not just entertaining ourselves with insights from the ancestors, but we're getting in there and we're rolling up our sleeves today is what we're doing. Okay? Facing our fears. This your face your fears reading because we're going to the next level, I heard. Word on Spirit Street. All right. And so ladies, forgive my nails. Okay? I got a boo-boo. Okay, got this in the war back in Nam. Okay, yeah, absolutely. So forgive me. I'm gonna do my nails tomorrow. So the next reading, okay, it'll be something more pleasant to look at. So please pardon our appearance. Okay, fantastic. All right. So your first question is as follows. What's the main fear that's holding you back right now? What's blocking your passageways to get into this next level? Okay, because I suspect the next level has something to do with luxury of some sort, ease, grace of some sort. Okay, and that never goes out of style. Never too much, like Luther Vandross on that one. Okay, so um, one of the fears that holds you back, or the fears that the major fears that's holding you back and clogging up your passageways right now is this: taking control of your destiny. Absolutely. That don't sound like you. Maybe, well, I mean, we all have our moments. Um, okay. So, oh, I see. Okay, so here's the thing. There's some change that's knocking on your door. It appears here. hmm The wheel of fortune is turning, is what it's doing. Okay? And what is it turning toward? Well, I'm glad you asked. It's turning toward your intuition. I know, Earth sign. I know, right? Taurus is like, no, I'm going to fight through that brick wall, right? Am I right? Well, listen, the ancestors say there's another way to get through that brick wall, right? You could just cooperate, is what you could do. Cooperate with what? I'm glad you asked. Okay. Cooperate with the spirit world. That's right. I said it. Cooperate with the spirit world. Why? Well, one good reason is you have an inheritance. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. You got a bloodline inheritance. Absolutely. You have some ancestors who have a couple of packages in your name. They sure do. They would like to give them to you, but you may have been unwilling to do so. Like, nah, I don't want it. I don't want the kingdom. I don't want my inheritance. Well, I think you do. Just saying. Okay. I mean, nobody cares what I think. I don't know if they care what I think, but I mean, if they didn't, I wouldn't be surprised. That's all I'm saying. And so, but I mean, why turn down free gifts? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not even free. You already pay for them. You feel me? You already pay for them with your karma. You might as well go claim the prize. So that's what they want you to do. They want you to take control of your destiny. You don't have to guess. The spirits can tell you what you need to know, but you got to cooperate. You can't be trying to do everything yourself all with the five sensory way, right? So if you're here behind the black veil, something tells me that you are on the precipice of this. You are straddling the line between physical philosophy and spiritual philosophy. Well, they're saying, come on, let's ebb and flow together. Okay? Let's have an alternating current around here. Okay? So you might want to look into embracing your intuition a little more. Okay? There's some gifts for you there. There's some gifts for you. Make your life easier. Okay? Step 2. Why do you cling to this fear? I have a sneaking suspicion, but I'll let the ancestors tell you. All right? That way you know I'm not making this shit up. All right. Why do you cling to this fear? The ancestors say this. Oh, I see. Ah. Mm-hmm. Oh. Okay. Well, I get the sensation that you have a fear of vulnerability. You feared being vulnerable. You don't want to be taken advantage of. You don't want to be deceived. You don't want to become delusional. Listen, that's legit. Second reading in a row, totally legit fears. Totally legit reasons that we're clinging to those fears. Totally fucking legit. And that's the thing about fear. I was explaining to Virgo. That's the thing about fear. And that's the thing about the devil, right? Because the devil gets to like kind of wade in the waters quietly, stealth like. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not necessarily the devil's work, just to be clinging to a fear. But the devil, that's his playground, though. You know what I'm saying? And the wacky shit of it is that this motherfucker makes points or whatever your fears and your doubts are usually based on logic. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm afraid to stand on the ledge of a building because I might fall off the building. And I cling to that fear anytime I'm near the edge of a building. That is legit. Do you feel me? That is fucking legit, I should say. Okay, I'm afraid to take a cruise because we have to sail over hundreds of feet of water. You know what I'm saying? And if the boat goes down, we're going to die a watery death. That's legit, as far as I'm concerned. Okay? That's why I don't get on boats too much. Hello? I know that's right. So, what I see here is that someone, perhaps you, does not want to have a mutually respectful relationship and a love affair with the spirit world. Okay? And this obviously can take many forms, right? I know it's going to be as above, so below. So this could be playing out in your romantic relationships as well. But the bottom line is that the ancestors are noticing that you are out of balance. Your masculine and feminine energy is out of balance within because of the unwillingness or the trepidation that you have around embracing your feminine wisdom. That goes for us all, males and females. Okay, the feminine wisdom is mysterious, it is enchanting, it can deceive you. Yes, yes, it can. And you have to have your head on super fucking straight. That's a fact. Okay, but this has something to do with why you're clinging to the fear. You know what I'm saying? You don't want the vulnerability and you don't want any confusion. You don't want to be seduced into a delusion. And that to me is legit. Okay? But I get the sensation it is a necessary function of having that interaction with the spirit world. You have to let yourself be vulnerable. You have to. Okay? But on the other hand, you can trust the ancestors. You can trust them, you know? And again, you can, command it. Like here with the Excalibur card. Command it. Take hold of it. Decide. You know what I mean? Decide. I'm tuning into my intuition. End of story. Case closed. No one else is in charge of that but you. You know, the ancestors respect your free will. If you ever get yourself into a situation where you got some spirits that are not respecting you, because this is real, y'all. We hear it on the ghost stories all the time. Motherfuckers come up in your house, right? And maybe it was their house first, but now it's your house, right? Okay. And then they want to throw around your good china? Really? Really? I find that to be rude and disrespectful. I mean, other people are terrified. I find it rude and disrespectful. You know what I mean? And third of all, I find it terrifying. Okay, but first off, don't disrespect me in my house. That's number one. That's not, I know you can respect that, Earth sign. I know you can respect that. Don't come up in my house throwing my shit around. Broke my dish. You know how much them dishes cost? You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, and you leaving the refrigerator door open while I'm asleep. Like, yo, that shit costs money. You know what I'm saying? Fucking rotting my milk out and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's disrespect. Okay? And that's not shit you have to worry about. That means somebody breached the line. That's not your ancestors right there. That's some fucking person who either that's some sort of demonic entity, which in that case, that's pretty serious surgical spiritual business. But if this is some wayward ass human being that forgot that they was dead, you know what I'm saying? And this motherfucker got stuck in your house because he just couldn't tear himself away from the physical world. Listen, buddy, you know what I mean? Get your shit together, all right? Grow up, you know? Shit, don't get me started, okay? I'll be going off on spirits. Listen, you better behave yourself in my house, okay? That's all I know. Anyhow, all right, so let's talk about, excuse me, side note, okay? Where is this fear coming from? I say, where is it coming from? The ancestors say this. Taurus's fear is coming from here. Fear of intimacy. Oh, fear of intimacy. Again, with the vulnerability being an issue. Okay, fear of intimacy. Afraid to trust. Afraid to trust. I totally get it. Earth signs. You know that I do. Okay, because the earth, we've been able to trust the earth. Am I right? Amen? Holler if you hear me. The earth has been nonstop good to us, even though she slap us upside down every now and again, okay? But the earth has been nonstop fucking tolerant. Am I right? Okay. So I know you like things to be solid and trustworthy, just like that. Just like that. Seasonal, like clockwork. Okay? And that is to be respected. But the earth is only one place in this galaxy, in this infinite space we live in. So something else has to be at the core of your faith. That word is going down, down for me right now. I don't know what it's doing for you. Okay? But at the core of your faith, it can't be the earth. Okay? Because she has a lifespan too. And one day she won't be here. Okay? Hello? Right? We got to get with the infinity clock on this. Okay? It's all about the sacred. It's all about the creator. That's it. There can be only one. You know what I'm saying? There can be only one source and one center. The earth is a layer. Okay? But at the center is the sacred. You have to find that place in yourself. Okay? That's critical. That's critical. This is where that fear is stemming from. I'm going to get the sensation here that there was a breach. I get the sensation there was a breach. Somebody breached your sense of sacredness. Somebody breached your boundary of sacredness, and they brought, I'm going to go ahead and guess, some evil. And it caused you to question sacredness itself. It made you lose your religion. You was up in the corner with REM, like, oh, that's me in the corner. Okay, like that. I feel you. I'm not laughing at your pain. I'm just laughing because, hey, we all go through this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm laughing with you. Yeah. Yeah. Somebody brought something into the sacred space and angered you. It was unjust. There was some injustice that was done to you. There was some injustice. Yeah. And somebody made you sick. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Somebody made you sick. On some level, they infected you. That's what I get. They infected you. Yeah. Yes. And it was unjust. It was unjust. They shouldn't have done that. Just like what I was talking about with the wayward spirits and the demonic presences. Listen, you know what I'm saying? Don't roll up in my sacred space, because that is grounds to stop everything and concentrate on getting rid of your ass. You see what I'm saying? Oh, absolutely. Oh, you can touch the spirit world and they can touch you. So you feel me? So I understand. Um, one must be vigilant. Okay, and that seems to be where your fear is coming from. You feel like, oh, hell to the no, no, that won't happen again. But at the same time, as you're trying to protect yourself, you've to some degree abandoned the sense of sacredness, abandoned your connection to the spirit world, because it's too much of a vulnerability. Again, that sounds like complete legitimacy to me. Okay, but I get the sincere impression from the timing of this reading that it's time to move on from there. Okay, you protected yourself. Excellent. You made your sacrifices. It's time to come on back home. God and the ancestors would like to see you arrive back at the front door of the homestead. Okay, so we're going to wrap it up. How can you safely face this fear, right? Because we don't want to invite no unwelcome guests to this party. Okay? The magician just fell out. Somebody was incredibly deceptive once upon a time. How can you safely face this fear? Okay, I see. Mm-hmm. Oh boy. All right. Well, here's the deal. You're going to have to lose some things. And what do I mean by that? Calm down. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is there looks to be a tower on the foot of this thing. Okay? A tower will come one way or the other. You understand? In this reading, you're getting the opportunity to volunteer. That's the significance of this reading, if you are graced to be hearing this at this time. All right, I just work here. It has nothing to do with me. So, you're being given the opportunity to, what do they call it? Enlist, as opposed to being drafted. Okay, and so there is an inevitable tower coming, because that foundation that you had built yourself on, you know, and whatever else you put on it, was coming up out of this fear of intimacy and this feeling of injustice and being infected by someone who disrespected your boundaries of sacredness, who breached the sacred space, whatever that is for you. Okay, that foundation has to be destroyed. Okay, a la Miami Beach. You feel me? Okay. For those of you who don't know, a building fucking fell down in the middle of the night in Miami Beach. People were in bed, and the bedroom side of the building is what fell down. So it was like a bunch of people dead. Anyhow, not to scare you or anything, but I don't suspect you'll have to worry about that. It's just the inconvenience of having the tower. It's inconvenient. You will be fine. Okay, but there are some inevitable things you have to let go of. I don't know what they are. Okay, you would know. I wouldn't know. Okay, they're not being explicit about that in particular, but there's no choice. So the tower's coming, whether you volunteer or you don't. The tower is coming. A la the timing of this reading, giving you an opportunity to get yourself ready, get yourself buckled up. Okay. Because your willingness is a form of insulation to the change. Okay, it's nothing you can't handle. It's nothing you have to worry about. as long as you are, instead of clinging to your fear, okay? Because in this card, if you cling to these physical things and these items and these ideas and these philosophies that are rooted in 3D thinking, if you're attached to that, when this tower comes, you will experience suffering. You see what I'm saying? However, if you instead cling to God, cling to the spiritual, cling to clear mind and the principles of clarity and love and what's correct, balance, peace, justice. You know what I'm saying? If you cling to that, then the water will just wash over you and you'll just be squeak clean when it's all said and done. And the waters will recede and you'll have the opportunity to move on with your life and build something brand new on a solid foundation. See what I'm saying? Pow. So this has to happen. Says who? Says the zombie here who has no free will. Right. So you have nothing to say about it. It's going to happen. Okay, so what you need to do is start being a little bit more strategic about your spirituality. Okay? Being strategic about our spirituality. Brainstorming. Getting ready for the storm. Prepare. Okay? For the storm, because this storm is going to clean you. It's going to clean you. And this represents a tempest. Okay, this is more like a hurricane. Okay, for those of you who may be looking forward to a hurricane coming. All right, don't worry about it. Everything's going to be fine, but there's a new foundation that needs to grow. Trust God. Trust the sacred. Guard the sacred. Don't worry about the rest. Guard the sacred, and you'll be fine. All right, and that's how you can safely. This is the tower is in the section. By the way, more good news. The tower is in the section, okay, of safely facing your fears. Safely. Okay? So this tower is not going to compromise your safety. Understand? All right. Fantastic. Listen, I hope that message helped you. I really do. For personal, get in contact with me. Look down below and find out what kind of reading, what style, the length of reading, and familiarize yourself with the pay schedule. And what else? Send me your time zone if you want a live reading. And let me know a little bit about what we're looking into so I can just start receiving, impressions immediately. Okay, and beyond that, for more deep-ass readings where we see what we've been clinging to all this time, okay, and that all we have to do is what needs doing, and no matter how uncomfortable it looks like it's going to be, we're going to be completely safe in readings like these. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell on your way out. Pick up a copy of Discriminating Wisdom. Listen, I'm telling you, people, look into it. It's brief, okay? You'll gobble it up, probably take you, for readers who read often, you're going to swallow this in half a day, okay? But for those of you who don't read that often, listen, this is bite-sized little chicken nuggets of wisdom. Okay, you could have 4, 6, 10, 20, you decide. All right, but I tell you what, you're going to be smarter when you finish reading this book. You're going to feel more confident when you finish reading this book. I promise you that. And you will refer to it for the rest of your life. You understand me? All right, fantastic. And I will see you again here soon, Taurus, behind the black veil.